our Wizzy Wizards, and welcome back to the pursuit of happiness with me, Pigtail Gurl, your friend and fellow wizard. Hope you're having a wonderful time wherever you are. I have been a little personal update for those who don't follow me in social media. I've been on the road with the family. I'm back in Spain, hence the little glow that I now have. So I haven't been uploading, so sorry about that. I've just been hitting the road and traveling, and I was traveling during the Aurora Borealis time when all of that was going on, so I couldn't really comment on that. But I would like to comment on that and to say that those were caused by historic solar flares and CMEs being ejected from the sun. And anyone who joins and follows the Telegram group or Starfire Tor's work on Facebook will see that we have been explaining about the solar flares and showing the images from the sun and preparing people for the light show. And so you can all relax. It was all natural. There was no, it wasn't created by heart. I just wanted to put that out there because I think it's important to have the correct information, because when you have anything deceptive in your mind or false, then you're always going to be reacting from a false standpoint, if that makes sense. So I'm very, very curious by nature, but I do like to see facts and evidence to back things up when I'm looking at what's going on in the world. And I suggest you all do the same. And there is all the facts right there from all the sun watchers as to what was going on. And if you follow our work, you will know what these solar flares are there for. And these solar flares are occurring, and so much is going on right now because of 2024 really is a year of the battle. Yeah, that's what I would call it, the year of the battle. The battle rages on this year, and it's culminating because more sides are getting involved. And these timeline edits are occurring using the solar energy. So the core matrix generates energy using the sun, and then the sun will shoot out flares, and then it will use that solar energy to fuel the energy into the timeline edits or reboots sometimes when it needs to do those. And whenever any intense human activity is starting to occur on the planet, you will see that the sun activity will ramp up. And some people think it's the other way around. Some people think, oh, the solar energy ramps up, so the humans follow suit and become aggressive, or things start kicking off. But if you really watch it, you'll see that it's following the human behavior. So we're the ones that's kicking it off, and this is the place where it's kicking off around here. And so the sun is acting by generating energy for the core matrix to enact the timeline edits. And that's what you're going to be seeing in the Schumann resonance chart. Those big blobs of white that you see, these are like packets and downloads of information where the core matrix is just taking something out and putting in new information. And that's like a download package there that you're seeing in the Schumann's resonance chart. Again, if you want to learn how to read the Schumann's resonance chart correctly, you can join us in the Telegram group. And when I say correctly, I mean, I'm not just saying it, like we go to great lengths to explain all of these things and show you how what we're saying is as true as it can be, by showing you all the bits of data, predicting things, because that's what science is all about. Science is all about being able to predict behaviors, having equations, understanding things. And when you can understand it enough, you should be able to prove it on a repetitive basis. So where I lean in my truth, which is very important to me, truth above all else. I don't care what it is, I just want truth. And I think a lot of people feel the way I do. We're tired of deception. We're tired of the lack of truth, which leads to the dark energies and a lack of power, because you're not empowered when you're living in the deceptive energies. Lack of truth is lack of power. The truth is also power, because like when you are connecting to source, you're connecting to power and you're connecting to truth. So the truth is an important thing to have. So I try to get as much data as I can and make sure that if it's something that I believe to be a fact, to be true, that I have something behind that to back it up. And also being aware where I don't have that. You know, there's something that's definitely my opinion or my filter, my dogma, my story attached to something else. And we all do that anyway. It's quite natural. You know, we can all look at some data and we can agree what we're seeing in the data, but then we can have our own spin on what that then means. Okay, so that's becoming subjective, isn't it? It's becoming to you what you personally see, and that's different to facts that can be proven over and over again with a system or an equation. So when you're looking at those Schumann resonance charts over in the Telegram group, you will be shown over and over again evidence to back up the way we're reading it and to help you understand it, and then you'll be able to apply it yourself. So that's the most important thing, giving people information and tools so they can then go out and do something correctly and get the correct information and understand what's really going on. That's what I try to do. That's what Pigtails Girl's trying to do. And again, I'm not saying I'm always right or that I hold all the truth and nothing but the truth. All I'm saying is that I'm seeking it, and I hope to help others find what they're looking for too along my way. And if I find out something isn't true, then what I do is I'll say, oh, right, okay, I was wrong about that. I'll tell you something I was really wrong about recently. And again, it was because it was going through a filter that I had, is about the cloud seeding in Dubai. And everyone was like, it's cloud seeding. I was like, oh, it can't be cloud seeding. It must be a timeline reboot because it's just too much water. But then I heard from very many reputable sources. I went and looked at the evidence. I looked into it rather than just discounting it. I looked into it, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. I probably jumped to that conclusion because I've been expecting timeline reboots and timeline edits. I'm sort of in that zone. So I put that filter on it. Okay, I'll undo that and step back and go, oh, okay, I was wrong about that. So yeah, it's good as well when you're wrong to go, okay, that yeah, I'm going to bring in more information, more data on this, and see then if it all pans out, if it doesn't change to the new truth that you've been shown. And that's all you can really do, right? As a truth seeker, it's not like you're ever just going to know all the truth and always be right. You know, even with all the questioning in the world, and you can have faulty data, you can be going by data that looks good, but there can be other aspects to that data. It might not be that someone made it up, but what I'm saying is that you can have this bit of the data, but there could be that bit of the data that you're missing. So if you're only going from this bit of data, you can only get the truth that you want from this data, but you won't get the leading you to the whole truth, which is including these bits of data over here that you have no idea about exist. And that's how we're all really rolling here, and why I think the truth is so important, because bless us all, we're really trying our best to just work out what's going on. Right? And what's the story, right? That's what we want to know. We want to know the story. But if there's all these bits of data missing, you can only go with what you've got. You know, that's all you can really do. Yeah, so anyway, bless us, let's all find the truth. I really very passionate about the truth. It's what I always focus on in meditation and in questioning, is just to be shown truth above all else and try to just let everything melt away. It's kind of what I focus on. Yeah, I think the truth is the light and the way. You have to go through the truth to get to the creator. The creator is the truth. So my dears, anyhow, that's one thing I wanted to mention. And another thing I wanted to talk about today is, yeah, 2024. So I know before I did like a little reading, and I was definitely feeling there was going to be some change coming. And there's been just this huge, since the eclipses. Now, again, the eclipse doesn't cause this. It's just everything sort of merges together within our reality. So the eclipses didn't cause the timeline edits to start occurring. It just happened. The eclipse was there, and then after, it just so happened to coincide. So that's important to know. Eclipses, they don't affect timeline edits. But, you know, the core matrix can be using all sorts of things to generate timeline edits and time shifts. Again, I'm not the expert, and I don't remember all of the ins and outs of it all. Even though I've been studying with Starfire so long, there's still things that she says that I haven't quite put into long-term memory, shall we say, because there's a lot of information in there. But anyway, so we went into this kind of crazy time with all the solar flares and all these timeline edits, timeline reboots, and all this stuff going on as the ongoing battle is going on planet Earth and in the skies around us and underwater and wherever else it's going. And so I feel this is just my feelings, not truth, facts. that I can back up with any evidence. Again, going on my feelings, just what I intuit from my place of being, is that there's going to be some advancements and this victory. And I think the victory is coming in due to a lot of help coming in actually from the core matrix and these timeline edits. And I think why it's happening now is just because that the proper matrix that the Warriors of Light brought back online with the help of the angels, the Ilarians, that matrix, I feel as if it's been growing in its strength and in its ability for us to connect with it and to gain the benefits of it. And as we are going through this year, one of the things we have to help us while this victory, we're waiting to see it really trickle down into our daily lives, because victories can be occurring, but we need to see them. Also, you've got to get the human minions also to, you know, stand down and to dismantle it without, excuse me, got a bit of a, I've had a bit of an allergy to the pollen here on my hikes. Excuse me. How can I put this? So imagine you're this group. So you've got these Elohim, these reptilians, these Anunnaki on one side, and then you've got the good guys on the other side. We haven't really seen much from in a long time. We haven't heard much from. Now, my intuition is that they backed away just because the energy was getting so DMA infected here and it was too dangerous. They didn't want to create situations that would create the destruction of the entire planet, which was what was going on back then. We all know there were huge weapons. Well, we all know. Again, I'm saying we all know. We can go by many, many stories that we have from a long time ago, if they are to be believed and are correct, which of course they could have all been completely made up. But my feeling is they weren't, and that there is geological evidence to support the fact that there might have been nuclear blasts out. I think there was one in Iran, or where they found like the crystallized sand where it turns to rock or glass in the desert areas, you know, not just from the lightning strike, but like in large areas. So there was some sort of battle, and I think they sort of didn't want to interfere too much because they didn't want to see everything destroyed. So they backed out a bit. And for them to, like, after this sort of other battle goes on between them and the Elohim types, they have to find a way to come back down and help sort out what's going on Earth, or at least let us know some of the truths of what's been going on. That's how I perceive it. And I don't see anything like that happening till 2025. Yeah, I'm not intuitively feeling they're going to be here in 2024. Not on that level. I'm thinking more 2025 or 2025 could be a year where that's happening. Again, that's just my feelings inside when I think about it. But they're going to have to find a way to do it in a way where, one, a load of people who's really scared of them aren't going to just shout boogeyman at them. Two, in a way that's going to prove to us that they can be trusted, because we've gone through a long time of not trusting anything, because let's be honest, there wasn't much reason to after the Elohim lot got here. And then they've got to do it in a way that doesn't cause more problems, right, for us down here. So I see this is quite a, I'm going to be interesting to see how it all pans out at the end of the day. But I do feel like we're going into turbulent and, yes, perilous. We are in perilous times. We're teetering on an edge of destruction and creation right now. And that's what the timeline reboots are talking about. It's like the timeline reboots you see in the Schumann's resonance charts as black lines where the data is blacked out. That's how you know we're going through a timeline reboot. They are literally bringing us back online after we've destroyed ourselves. And we've done it numerous times over and over again. Not every timeline reboot is because of that, but many of them are. And we have been going through quite a few this year, and maybe since beginning end of last year and over Christmas, because of this WW3 energetic, the battle that we've been going into recently. So that battle this year, I can feel it's raging on, but I do feel a sense of victory, as if the solution is being found, and perhaps it's got something to do with the timeline edits and this restored matrix that the non-minions can now gain more energy from on the human Earth front. That's what I wanted to say about the energy of why the proper matrix is important to us. is because we can gain energy from it and support. Whereas when we were plugged into the fallen inverted false matrix, it was just there to drain us of our energy. So when you plug into that proper matrix and you're not afraid of the matrix, but you're able to plug into it, you can gain so much energy for your manifestation, for your physical healings, yeah, to support you in your life's journey, particularly if that journey is pro this moving forward energy of freedom that we're trying to get into. So those freedom fighters, the people moving in that direction, are getting much more support now than they used to. So this is a part of the energy that's also bringing us more into the victory, and why everything is getting so crazy right now is, of course, the other team don't like it that new proper matrix is there. They don't like that one bit. They don't like it when we take their toys away. So anyway, yeah, it's heating up this year. It is turbulent, it is perilous, but there's so much going on behind the scenes, and it's still going on. I can feel it. And it is 2024, it's imminent, a massive change for the better. And I think 2025, 2026 I feel they feel a bit different to 2024. So that's my thoughts on everything that's going on right now, my darlings. And I will love you and leave you. And if you want to book sessions with me again for intuitive tarot or body talk, you can take a look-see in my description box. And I am currently taking clients again. I wasn't able to do it when I was traveling around, so I'd sort of shut off all my days, but now I'm open for bookings again. But do excuse me, some days will be blocked out as I have to move around, change houses, resettle, which is my life right now. I'm sort of a bit nomadic. So bear with me there, but do go and check out my calendar again, because I do have spots opened up that you can go and book now. And yeah, I will see you on the next episode of The Pursuit of Happiness. One love.